Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Welcome back to another Phyzik review. Today, we will be talking about you. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. So, I finished watching You with my girlfriend Cassie, and I enjoyed it very much. More than I thought I was going to enjoy it. I knew when going into it that there were going to be aspects I didn't like. This is basically a romance thriller character study all in one, and I've never been too keen on romance films unless they're done well, like Call Me By Your Name, which is a fantastic gay romance film like nothing I've ever seen before. It's really fantastic. So I knew there were going to be elements that I weren't too keen on, but after watching the trailer I just thought, wow, this is a neat idea, you know. I thought it was going to be, you know, a story of a complete psychopath that was going to be really tormenting and killing people left, right and centre, and was going to be a really horrible character. However, he turns out to be the protagonist, and I actually like the character very much. He's just, at first, you know, he's a pretty normal fella, pretty normal guy. So I thought that aspect was really interesting, and it was different to what I was expecting. I thought the protagonist was going to be the girl that he ends up getting with. So it's got lots of elements, you know, drama, character study, romance, that sort of stuff. When it comes to the characters, I think for the most part they're pretty well written. You have Penn Badgley playing Joe Goldberg. I think he is definitely above and beyond everyone else when it comes to the performance. You have Elizabeth Lail playing Guenevere Beck, which is the character that Joe Goldberg falls in love with. And then you have these side characters, Paco, played by Luca Padovan. I thought it said Padawan in the credits, and if you're a nerd, you'll know what I'm talking about. But no, Padovan, close enough. This is a boy that Joe Goldberg, the character, ends up looking after. Now, as I was saying, I thought it was going to be very different. I thought it was going to be mainly a romance with crime drama elements to it, but you don't really get any of that. It's more of a character study on the character of Joe Goldberg. This guy who, although he does some pretty screwed up things, in a way he does them for good reasons, and for what he thinks is good reasons, and he's pretty normal aside from that, a pretty normal person. Now, I have issues with that. I have issues with that being the character that he is, because I think the way he acts, he should have been more of a sociopath. I mean, he was manipulative and stuff, but I think he should have had more of, they should have looked more into sociopathy and psychopathy and what makes up these aggressive personality disorders. Instead, he's just a very normal person. But that is what I grew to like, because I liked how normal he was, because I became very attached to the character. I really liked the character. There's quite a good amount of humour in this. It's quite a funny series, even though it's really screwed up in a lot of ways. Now, the music, I thought a lot of the music I didn't like too much, but there was this kind of Atticus Ross, Trent Reznor kind of industrial electronic stuff that I did really enjoy. I think it worked well. It really helped to build the tension. There are a lot of tense moments in this series. There's a lot of that, and I like that a lot. I like a lot of on the edge of your seat, suspenseful tension, that kind of stuff. When it comes to things I didn't like about the series, I wasn't mad keen on the cinematography. It didn't have much of a style of its own. It didn't have much of a flair. Now, being a TV series, for some reason, TV shows get let off on their cinematography more than films do, and I don't think that should be the case. You have The Haunting of Hill House, which has these wonderful, long, single takes that I think are really well done. You have shows like Mr. Robot, which has some genuinely fantastic and very, very well thought out cinematography that really, you know, it's that kind of show don't tell rule. Unfortunately, this show, there was more tell than showing, which is unfortunate. So I liked some of the side characters. I think they're pretty good. I do, you know, I said this earlier, I think for the most part they're well written. There are some characters that are just a little bit too unbelievable. We have this character called Peach. I think her character ends up becoming too unbelievable. I'm not going to say any more than that. because it would really ruin things. But I just couldn't accept that she was this person. But you know, the show is all about crazy people. The show is all about stalking and that sort of stuff. One aspect that really made this show shine was the social commentary. I think it does a great job in explaining how technology and social media has led to us being in this rather dangerous world in terms of people being able to easily access your information. I think that is, without that, I think this show would have been very standard, very normal, when I think because of these aspects, because of how well written Joe was as a character, because of how good the social commentary was, how nice some of the music was, that these are the aspects that made the show really shine. As well as that, you have how suspenseful and tense things were. Also, one thing the show does incredibly well is how you shift from character to character in who you like and who you dislike. You are very often changing sides, thinking, hey, no, actually I don't like what you're doing here, that's not good, and actually I like this, what's going on with this person, instead of how I disliked it at first. I think it's very clever in the way that it does that. And by the end, you really won't know who you want to stick behind, and I think that's great. And although these characters have flaws, you can become to like them, or although these characters are likable, you do end up seeing that they have flaws. And I like that. I think that's good. So, how good really is this show? I wouldn't say it's anything incredible. It's no Fargo, it's no True Detective, it's no The Wire. But I'd say it's definitely up there, probably in the top 20 shows that I've ever watched. Maybe in the top 15 actually. Probably in the top 15. I did like it. I liked it a lot. And watching it with my girlfriend is really good fun. It's nice when you have someone to watch a series with, because you can both get really into the characters and there's a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about, a lot to dismantle, and I like that. I will say this is one show that is great. You know, there's a lot of series I love watching purely for how many cliffhangers there are and how much you are on the edge of your seat, and this is a good one for that. It really is. You will be on the edge of your seat. So that is my review of You. I'm going to give this show an 8 out of 10. As I say, it's not the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen, but it is good, and I really do recommend that all of you check it out if it sounds like it's your kind of thing. For all the guys out there that aren't too into soppy romance, that's not really what this show is all about. It's not really about the romance side of it, but obviously that is part of it. So, in the future, what am I going to be looking into? I'm going to be reviewing Dogs of Berlin. I'm going to be reviewing some new films and series on Netflix. I like talking about stuff on Netflix because often I'm looking through Netflix for ages trying to find something I really genuinely want to watch. I'm going to be doing another Phyzik Netflix picks where I talk about the several shows and movies on Netflix that I find particularly appealing. Yeah, I will say, by the way, check out Dogs of Berlin. It's the second German series to ever go up on Netflix. If you like stuff about social classes, you know, the rich versus poor struggle, and it's got a lot of political stuff around Germany, about the rich western side of Germany and the poorer right side of Germany. It's really interesting, and as soon as I'm done, I will be giving that one a review. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Goodbye.